Good morning, guys. Welcome to day one of week 12 of the Guildford City Fitness live stream. Hope you all had a really good weekend and the weather wasn't exactly what you might have wanted it to be, but hope you still managed to get some good out of it. We're going to start the warm up with a nice clear area and a drink to hand, and you're going to go through dorsal press into sit back. I'm just going to grab my watch because I've just realised I'm not wearing it. So dorsal press into sit back. To start off, start turning your thumbs as you do the sit back. And get as much stretch in your abs as you can when you go forward into the dorsal press.
Morning from Danny and Sophia.
How you doing, guys?
Sam and Harry.
Hey, Sam and Harry. Make sure you start turning your thumbs up as well. So as you sit back, slowly start to turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Then you're going to go into angry cat, happy cat. To push your hands through the floor. And make sure you get as much rounding at your lower back as you do at the top.
Morning to you both. Hope you had a nice weekend from Zach.
You too, Zach.
Morning from Maddie. Morning from Scarlett. Morning from Pranass.
Maddie, Scarlett, and Pranass.
Yep.
Thanks for joining in.
Morning from Edith. From Dylan and from Tom.
How you doing today, guys?
Morning from Grace.
Then walk out and then. How's it going, Grace?
Morning from the other Sam.
The other side.
A hi from Robin and Jamie. Morning from Nancy. And morning from Ella.
That's a deadly combo, that.
Morning from Charlie.
Hey, Charlie. Man, these feel much better than the Then on the last walkout, you're going to go into a downward dog. So walk out, and then push your hips up to the ceiling. Bend your knees if you have to. So if you try and force your legs straight, I'll demonstrate this one. So if you try and do it with a straight leg, and you have to round your back, it's better to bend them. So you can just push your belly button down towards your heels. You better get good at them because we're going to start some different variations of it soon. And then into prone arm recoveries. So 2 hands at a time. I was going to do it standing up as a demo, but I think everyone's got the hang of it by now. So hands by your side. And try and turn your hands over. Keep your wrists and elbows high. And then go a little bit wider. And try and stop your fingers touching the floor. And then 2 out to the side. So that when you're not trying to lift your elbow, you're literally going up and out and turning your hand as you go. The 4 clap press ups, so if you want, you can go on your knees, but try and change the way you do it. So instead of getting the clap, so if you look at the video, hopefully you'll see a difference between that and so on that one, you're literally just getting up, doing a push up and then lifting your hands towards you. So it'll take a bit of practice and time, but start trying to get in the habit. Even if you start higher up, just getting that really big push. And then land safely if you don't want to hurt your wrists or elbows. Okie doke.
Morning from Charlie, Luke and B. Scarlett and Michael.
How's it going, guys? It's a very strong set of 5 names. We're going to go into being game then. So, comments ready? Why's that not going to This will be a very short session. So, being game. I'll start us off, and once the comments start flying in, I'll do what you ask. So remember, we'll go 3 each, and then 1 super beam. 2, 1, go. Oh no. So, baked bean. Into rolling bean. Into runner bean.
Morning from a sleepy Clelia.
Jumping bean.
You got baked bean times 5. Yes, you've made my day from Robin and Jamie.
What a bean game.
Yeah. String bean. Broad bean.
Let's forget broad bean now because it's easy to
Baked bean. String bean. Broad bean.
every time.
Yeah, that was from Pruness. String bean. Baked bean. String bean. Jumping bean. Stanley and Sophia.
And relax. Okay, then we'll carry on. Something's going terribly wrong. The tracker isn't working. There we go. 2, 1, go. Could have been really bad. You would have all had decidedly similar looking sessions next week.
Broad bean. Baked bean. String bean. Runner bean. And you got super bean.
Baked. Roll. Broad. Jump. String. Run.
Jelly.
Jelly. Can't do the arms anymore.
Morning from Cara. Sorry I'm late.
20 seconds.
Jelly bean.
Ah!
String bean. And that's it.
Jump string, jump string. Stop. You can tell it's Monday morning, those string beans were earned. So, whole body strength to start. So you've got old incline push-ups. If you're starting to find these too easy, you can always try just going for normal ones, start developing that strength. If you're feeling really brave, you try decline. Just start with just a buck under your feet and see how that feels. Make it a little bit harder. Then bent over row, grab your school bag. So bent over row with that. Then reverse plank, finish up a pullover. So today it's 35 seconds on, 10 off still, but we've added a 4th exercise to the second part. Then we'll go from there, see how you feel. So incline press ups in 3, 2, 1, go. So if you wanted to look at a decline, I'll get hurt if I use that book. So the higher off the ground your feet are, the harder it's going to be. So it's literally just a normal push up.
Were you about to use my sketchbook?
Yeah. Don't get put an artist in the sketchbook.
Nope.
Like that. With toes up. And relax. Then bent over row. In 2, 1, go. Goodness, I know what to do with it. So bent over row. You can go in split stance if you want. Or just stick with normal. Just get that really big squeeze at the top. And then control it down. This is why I really wish I had a pull-up bar I can knock a door from. And stop. Reverse plank. No one's that lucky. I wouldn't give them that kind of a blooper. 2, 1, go. Press your hands down hard as you can. Support your hips up as high as possible. Lift your toes up off the floor just a little bit. And if you want to make it harder, just start dragging your feet away. Like a couple of centimetres is enough to make a change. Can make it really good. I'm trying to figure out if I'm brave enough to make a change on this one. But you could go wider feet, then alternate like that, and relax. So a bit of upper body rotation as well. And then pull overs to finish the round in 2, 1, go. So lead with your elbows, keep your core engaged, so as you go overhead you're trying to pull your belly button up towards your face. And pause at the bottom, you get a lot more out of it. And stop. I think I loaded this up for pullovers on Friday. I thought it was really heavy, it was only 10 kilos. So, 20 seconds rest, then you're back into your incline press ups. In 2, 1, go. Don't forget, if anyone is still doing kneeling press ups, I haven't covered this for a while, so I may as well. Make sure that your body stays flat. So you want your hips in front of your knees like this, and do them that way. Because sometimes people start to do this, their hips are backwards, and they just go up and down like this. You want to make sure your core is in front of your knees, and your elbows stay screwed down towards your feet. And then relax. So you're into a 10-second rest before you go bent over row again. In 2, 1, go. And a couple of seconds left. And then stop. Into reverse plank. 2, 1, go. If you want to march as well, bring your feet closer so they're inside your hands. If you've got any comments, let us know. It's easier if you bring your knee towards your face instead of just drifting your foot out in front of you. You've got another 5 seconds. And stop. Doing the marches that way is a really good way to figure out how strong your hip muscles are. And then pull over. 2, 1, go. You can increase the challenge by having your hands closer together as you perform your pullover. So forcing your palms away from your head. So that way, you're trying to develop as much strength as possible at your longest reach. Instead of just going arms overhead. Try and deliberately push your fingers away. Ooh. Relax. So last little break, then we're into round 3. Incline press ups again. In 2, 1, go. I'm trying to find other ways to bridge the exercises. Single leg doesn't really make much of a difference because your support of the upper body is still about the same. But you just slip a little bit. So make sure your shoulders stay stacked over your wrists. and then try and push your elbows towards your body as you come up and relax. It's bent over row. In 2, 1, go. You can go single arm. If you want to finish the round doing single arm rows, split your stance. Make sure your bag doesn't touch the ground if you can help it. And turn your hands if you can. Switch sides if you were doing singles. So your knuckles forward on the first part. Pull them round to the side. And squeeze hard. Relax. Into reverse plank again. In 2, 1, go. So start pulling your knees towards your head. And don't let your hips drop. You're going to want to make a conscious effort, push down with your hands as well when your foot comes up off the floor. So from there, you're pushing down with that foot and the others and your hands, because you only have one foot, and stop. Going to pullovers. So that's exercise of part 1. In 2, 1, go. So hands as long, as far away from your head as you can get them. Make sure if you've got a bag, the straps are all tied up, so you don't get one in the eye. Make sure you haven't got anything in your way. So last few seconds, literally try and hold whatever weight you've got. Relax as far away from your body as you can. So it's not going to seem like much of a change, but if you've got your slight bend in the elbows, that little change in distance is going to make it a lot harder on your shoulders and your lats to keep your arms steady. So you're into your 1 minute rest before you move on to movement skills. So grab your foam roller. So this one might be it'll either seem tricky or it'll seem too easy. So your job is to try and make it as challenging as you can. So your jumps, your starts and your turns start to improve. The roller squat, left side and right side, so we've split them now. So you've got a full 35 on each leg, hamstring raise, and then aeroplane. So I'm going to try and do my hamstring raises using the table today, and then aeroplane to finish off. I've put 4 rounds for some reason, but it should be 3. So you're going to go into your roller squats in 2, 1, go. So remember what we said, you want as much of the effort to come from just your front leg as you can. If you want to test how hard it is without your foot up, take the roller away and see how you get on. Just using that front leg, you're trying to bridge that gap, so you've got a little bit of help from the roller, but not a lot. And switch sides. Just make sure you don't do what I've done a few times and like kick the roller away, so you end up chasing it. 2, 1, go. So as you squat down, you try to stay as upright as you can. So it feels easier on my left. You're pushing your heel down. Just think about how coiled up your legs are when they're on the block. If I try and take this roller away, we're going to find this much easier. But it's getting there. The roller definitely helps. Relax. So it'll feel weird. You're literally trying to teach your body how to make your hips work well while they're coiled up like this. Then you're into hamstring raise. In 2, 1, go. So, told you before, higher surface, it's going to make it more challenging. As long as you don't slip and slide all over the place. Don't want to start the video as the table was too high to gain a benefit. Just means you've got more work done at your hip because it has more distance to travel. So if you think about the position I'm in now, it looks sort of similar. Relax, similar-ish to the bottom of a jump. So the better your hips aren't working from there, the more they can contribute to your jump height. Finish off the airplane. 2, 1, go. So try and keep your balance. Rotate up onto your side. Not too much, you fall over. Try and control it. And then swap legs. A couple of reps in. Make sure you push your legs straight into the floor. And then try and push the toes of the other foot away from you. So the more jobs you give to all your limbs, the easier you'll find it. Relax. So even when you're on one foot, that heel's pushing down. This hand's reaching, that hand's reaching for the ceiling, and these toes are pointing towards the wall behind me.
Thank you, Jordan, for an amazing session. Ella has to go online. See you tomorrow.
Okay, see you later, Ella. Have a good one. Roller squat in 2, 1, go. So of all the exercises on in the week, this one's probably the one that really defines a movement skill for me. Because you've got to have good range, good mobile ankles. You've got 15 seconds left. It's definitely the most challenging one. To try and help your hips learn how to push from a coiled up position. And then relax. It should be pretty obvious watching the video. But I cringe watching it back. 2, 1, go. Just how much harder it is for me to just push with my right leg. I think one of the things about block starts people don't appreciate is that any imbalance between your legs is going to have a big impact on the way that you perform. So it's not just about how far into the water you can get yourself, but if you're pushing unevenly with both feet because you're so used to doing it a certain way, it's going to change your movement strategy. There's nowhere to hide with this one. So trying to build up the strength of that impulse and relax. So that was 3 reps, but it definitely felt more like my hip was doing the work instead of my core trying to lift me. Into hamstring raise. 2, 1, go. So make sure your heel stays on top of the surface. So it becomes a lot easier. So you switch sides. If you put your foot on the front of the table, you can go up and down all day. So you're up on the top, pulling down. And as well, this pairs well with the roller squat because of the amount of hip work you've got to do to get it right. Stop there. And you're into airplane. In 2, 1, go. To get your body controlled, give all your arms and legs a job. If you fall over, the hardest thing to do is not just put your foot down and correct it. Switch sides. You are trying to create and control every part of this movement. Oh no. Okay, last few seconds. If you find you're struggling, bend your knee and just hold a more constrained position. And relax. So if you're having one of those days where you just can't find the end range, bend your knee a little bit to make it look a bit more like this, but you're still balancing and controlling. It's better than just failing to go to the end all the time. So roller squat one more time. In 2, 1, go. So because you're using this as a movement skill, you might find these ones get easier as you go through instead of harder. So just get as much push from your hip as you can. 10 seconds left. And then relax, swap sides. So you'll still get support from your back leg, but just try and figure out whether you've got a little bit of push. 2, 1, go.
Thank you from Lee Johnson.
Bye, Lily. Make sure your posture is the same on both sides. So you might find that you lean forward. So I can tell I'm trying to lean to get more push from the right. And stop. Because it gets easier, so you're just trying to figure out what ways your body's trying to cheat to get the exercise done. And 2, 1, go. And remember, the further away you go, the more hamstring dominant you're going to make the exercise.
Thank you
Swap sides.
so much for a great session from Grace.
Bye, Grace. Last couple of seconds. And stop into airplane. In 2, 1, go. Great start for the week. A slow, even amount of time on each leg. And switch sides. That was the first. I'll have to check if I rounded my back.
Thank you so much for a great session. We hope you had a nice weekend.
No,
Air brackets, see you tomorrow. Thank you. That's from Robin and Jamie. Thank you for another
Bye, guys.
amazing session from Edith.
See you, Edith. Yeah. And stop. Ow. And that'll do. So, mobility time. I'm flipping it so you get more static. There's other things to learn here. So, right knee, left quad.
Thank you for a really great session. I missed last week, but I was getting used to the exams. Have a great day, from Cara.
Yeah, you too, Cara. Hope the exams are going okay. I said right knee, left quad, but I meant right quad. Left hamstring. So make sure if you put take 2 fingers, put them on top of your knee. That's about the area. If you feel all this work being done there, you need to relax and lean a bit more.
Thanks from Sam.
You're welcome, Sam. And then from here, you're going to go left hamstring. So just curl your foot forward a bit. And then lean into it. Straight back. So it's like you're leading with your belly button, but keep your back straight. So don't go there, like that. Hold this and start to sink down.
Thanks both. Enjoy Monday from B.
You too, Pete. Have a great day. And then stop. So remember, you're trying to make sure that all this work is done above your knee and below your hip. Switch sides.
Whoa, Jordan, thanks for a brilliant session again from Sam.
You're very welcome, Sam. Have a great day, man.
Thank you both for a wonderful session from Mehdi.
Bye, Maddie.
Thank you, Jordan and Demi. It was a great session from Clelia.
You're welcome, Talia. Have a nice day. And thanks for that. Thanks for joining in. No, he's getting good. So same thing, even if you can get a really tall position, you think, oh great, I'm nearly upright, and you feel any pinch, get out of it, because that's your tendon's getting more stretched than it should be, and you don't want that. And it's not like it's going to get stretched to some extent, but if you're trying to stretch, doesn't matter what it is, if you're trying to stretch one thing and something else is annoying you, it's feedback, listen to your body.
Thank you from Luke, have a nice day. Thank you, Jordan, so much from Harry. Thank you, Jordan and Demi, for the great session from Dylan. Thank you so much for this amazing session. We can't wait for tomorrow's session from Danny and Sophia.
You're all so very welcome, guys. It really means a lot having your feedback. If there's anything else we need to do for you, just let us know. Ooh, so this one there, I'm leaning too far forward, my hip's taking over the stretch. So come up a little bit higher and then start moving your knee around. And then go into hip. So I should have done hip on the back end of the other ones anyway. But let your knee drop down, your foot drop down, sorry. And then push your hips forward like you're used to. And we covered this once last week. So if you've got any amount of pinching, that same pinch thing that I told you about your knee, if you feel that on your hip, you need to relax as well. And don't worry about the arm thing. But if you can, you're pushing forward, don't feel it, lean over, as long as all that stretch comes from the hip, not your sides.
Thank you, Jordan, from Morgan and Phoebe.
See you later, Morgan and Phoebe. Thanks for joining in. So then swap sides. Right hip again. Feels less beat up than my left. And the unfortunate thing about this one, guys, is that in theory, shouldn't need as much instruction because you're younger, so you don't have to worry about it. But as you get older, that's when your body starts to become more aware of itself. So the more you can put into these things now, the more it will help you when you start to feel them. So one day your hip might start to get a little bit tighter, and you'll know, oh well, I can do this, 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 and this to try and fix it.
Thank you, guys, from Pruness. He finds aeroplanes really challenging.
They're not great for us, are they? They take so much coordination on a Monday morning. I think that's why I like them being in this session though, because it definitely tells you how awake you are, because of how well you've recovered as well. So that's bonus stretch. So if you feel that you have tight hips, not all of you do, I can already hear the ones that are going to tell me they don't feel it. So just do your lat stretch. As you're doing that, cross your feet over like that. So you might find that sitting back, you get a bit of extra stretch on the outside of your hip. From doing that, it's a little bit like pigeon, but the other direction. And swap over. So make sure when your hands go to the left, I did it backwards. When you're trying to stretch your right side, you put your right foot over your left ankle, and then you sit back. So now, I'm getting a bit of lat stretch and hip stretch. If you only feel hip and no lat, forget it. Just concentrate on these. But that way you can pair up inside front hip and back hip without taking up more of your time. So if I do this side, yeah, it's a bit better. Just have a play around with it. See how far you can get your ankle across. You can try and put it behind your knee, you'll feel it more. That's actually quite a comfortable position to do that stretch from anyway. But there you go. All you have to do, put your foot over your ankle like that and sit back. then into chest, finish off. 30 seconds worth. So break that up, pick 2 or 3 positions. And try and mobilise yourself from each of them. If anyone's been using foam rollers and if you're struggling to learn how to use them, if you've got questions, there's other stuff, if you think these stretches get a bit dull and you want to find another alternative, just let me know and I'll see what I can do. But these ones are just the simplest and most effective ones that we know. And then swap sides. And the biggest way to improve on them is to change the way you do them. So instead of just, so with this in this position, you've got at least 6 different ways you can stretch effectively. Even if it's just relaxing your stance arm. You do a bit of twisting, thread the needle. Breathing, sit back. Put your elbow higher up, sit behind your elbow. And you can even go in front, so if you do that, it's still going to be a different position. And I think that'll do for today. And calves, if people haven't found a way to do static stretching on their calves, jam it into a wall, so that hurts. Make sure you're wearing shoes, put your toes on the wall, just try and rock your body weight over the top, so you're trying to get your knee and toes close to each other as you can. Or this, I think everyone knows this one. So it's a bit like downward dog, or the middle part of a walkout. Just alternating like that. Regs do it in the pre-pull. Again, don't force it, just kind of gently ease yourself into each one, get your knee close to your toes. Skill-based work for the challenge today. So think of something you haven't done before and try and improve it or develop it. And then let us know how you get on with it. We'll see you all tomorrow. We're really glad that you're all joined in today. Thanks for being here. And then everyone else watching, we at Guildford City want to wish you a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.